rise, one nation, under God, indivisible, liberty and justice for all. Dear Lord, be with us today as we deliberate the business of the county. Help us, Lord, to keep in mind the best that we can possibly do for our county residents. Help us, Lord, to keep your teachings, your goal, your wishes for us in mind. Help us just to be good, be faithful, be caring as we go about our business. Ask all these things, Lord, in your Son, Jesus Christ. Amen. Amen. Okay. You guys should have received the minutes from the November 18th meeting. Any questions or comments regarding those?
I saw no need for corrections or additions, Stan.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Motion by Stan, seconded by Doug. That motion passes. Minutes are approved. Tony, what have you got for us this morning?
A few things here. Bob Hakes did want me to say he just heard back from Community Fiber today. They're working on the phone issue.
I got the email right here.
They're working on it.
Yeah.
Anyway, I told him I'd say something. Let's start off with the Allied monthly health insurance claim in the amount of $70,943.70. That's the monthly administrative cost, so forth.
Move we approve the Allied monthly administrative cost of $70,943.70.
Second. Motion by Doug, seconded by Stan. That motion passes. Those are
You
approved.
should have received via email the accounts payable claims. Those are in the amount of $832,218.13. $832,218.13.
Okay, I looked through those. Sheriff, you're handy. You're right here. There was one up for $127,000, one for $43,700. Electronic Strategies was one of them.
Yeah, the 127 was our electronic fob system, locking system was upgraded. So they replaced every locking reader in the jail and all new software and stuff like that. And then what was the
43,700 Electronic Strategies or some of that nature.
That was ESI.
ESI.
That's electronic strategies is what that is.
That might have been our UPS replacement, our battery backups. Every 5 years they have to be replaced, and that sounds about the right number that I remember. So that's our battery backup for the jail until the generator picks up, so there's no interruption.
Okay, now the first one, you replaced all those locks. How often does that happen?
That was a system, the fob system that was installed at the jail was what they call low frequency system, which now there's technology out there that you can copy that signal and you can set up in my parking lot, copy that and make your own key. So we switched it to a high frequency, which is very hard to do that type of thing. So
See, you're gonna be good for a while.
Yes, 100%.
That's the two questions. Well, there was one on Fleming for $165,000. Tony,
Fleming
That's not mine.
estimating?
I thought maybe that was the last payment. Was that the last
That was
payment on
for 700
700?
South, I believe, so.
But maybe
Oh,
retainage
okay.
or something on 700 South?
okay.
That's what I assumed that was.
And then there was one for $15,000, no department, Indiana Department of Transportation.
That is the refund back to the state for the community crossings matching grant. So that is the money that we did not spend on one of the two projects. That's the refund on Bridge 150. So that'd be a non-departmental, that's the grant funds. So they're due back their 75% funding because we did not use that.
That's the only questions I had, Steve.
Stan, anything?
Nope, I make a motion to approve the claims as of 11/26/25.
Second motion.
Motion by Stan, seconded by Doug. That motion passes.
Okay, then we have payroll AP claims, which are the benefits and so forth. Above and beyond payroll. And the amount is $347,817.95, $347,817.95.
Motion to approve.
Just a comment, I'll second the motion, but just a comment on that. That's one of the reasons I think employees like to work for Adams County. And we usually don't have a tremendous problem finding the kind of people we need to hire.
Very good.
So I did second the motion.
Motion
Steve.
by Stan, seconded by Doug. That motion passes. Payroll AP claims approved.
You should have received payroll time card approval for 11/21/2025. Payroll time card approval for appointed department heads.
Yeah, I went through those. Did you get a chance to see them, Doug?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I'll make a motion to approve the time card
Second.
as presented.
Motion by Stan, seconded by Doug. Okay, cards are approved.
And now we have Allied Weekly Health Insurance claims, the weekly. This is all medical. There were some stop loss reimbursements. And the total is $45,897.69. $45,897.69. You can look at the corresponding paperwork, but of course, that's confidential, private information, just for your eyes only.
Stan, I don't have an issue with that, so I guess I'll make a motion that we approve the weekly medical allied for 45,897.69.
I second that.
Motion passes.
I spoke to Marcus, we've done some fund transfers within series that's coming from the commissioner's budget. Don't know that we would have to do that officially in a meeting, but he and I agree that it doesn't hurt and it's safer, it gives transparency. So I've got two fund transfers. The first one, and maybe that's why I asked Mark, because we're decreasing the legal fees by 5,000,
We're all liking that.
and that just says he hasn't taken all his money yet.
Oh,
We're decreasing legal fees and putting it on bond interest. The same thing happened at the end of last year. We were $5,000 short on our bond interest, and I'm not sure why. So Glenn and I made a note this time going forward to make sure that we put enough in there to cover that. I'm not sure exactly why it's off, but that is a fund transfer that I'd like official approval on. It only needs signed, Steve, by you up top if
Okay.
they approve it.
Any problems with that, Stan?
No.
I'll move that we, Steve, go ahead and sign what's the motion need to be, Tony?
$5,000
$5,000.
Transfer.
from legal fees to bond interest.
Okay, I move we make that transfer. I make a motion in that regard.
Yeah, motion passes.
And these will be fine and dandy as long as we don't incur a lot of legal expenses at the end of the year here, but so far there's quite a bit left in there and we're making a $9,000 transfer from legal fees. And we're putting that into unincorporated, infrastructure and increasing that one by 9,000. This was to pay for a house demolition.
Oh,
Or this is the amount we were short. Building and planning has an unsafe building line, but there's no money in it because money has to come in from fines and fees associated with that, but we have none in there. So we had to pay the excavating company for that and we were short 9,000. That's what this transfer is.
Okay.
I'm okay with that, Stan.
Yeah, I'd make a motion to approve that transfer.
I'll second.
Okay, motion by
Thanks for
Stan,
looking at
seconded
that.
by Doug.
Send us a big bill, wait till January. Okay, one other thing that I have. Doug, Commissioner Bauman, spoke to Randy Lehman, Laura Schwartz this morning. You all should have been on the email regarding the Wabash River Heritage Corridor Commission about reappointing the people to sit on that. There was a letter commending them for their service from Alan Hurst with DNR, I believe.
Sounds like they've done a great job for us.
Yep. And so if you all would be inclined to reappoint them, that's resolution number 2025-10. And that would be to appoint Randy Lehman with Laura Schwartz as alternate to the Wabash River Heritage Corridor Commission. And that would be for beginning January 26, expiring 31st day of December of 27.
It's 26.
That's a
That'd be 2 year then?
That's what he has on here. It's 2
Okay. Yeah, they're both willing to serve.
Okay.
So, I move that we go ahead and appoint, Randy Lehman, Laura Swartz for that 2 year term on the Wabash River Heritage Corridor.
I'll second that.
Okay. Motion
That just
passes.
needs your signatures. I'll fill in the rest of the information. And we should have this that I can get back to Alan Hurst.
Okay.
With their information.
Good
Should have
deal.
it from last year.
Tony, what's that, the woman's first name?
Laura.
What?
Laura.
Laura, Laura. She's the alternate, right?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
Do you guys need a copy of that resolution, Eric? Eric, do you guys need a copy of that resolution?
No, we don't need a copy of that Wabash thing, they're just the names are good.
Okay.
Good enough.
And that's the last paper Tony
Okay.
needs.
Alrighty. Let me double check, but I believe that's all
Sure.
I have.
What advice would you give us?
We got the transfers. I think that's all that I have. Yeah.
Thanks, Tony. Nate, come on up.
Got some stuff.
Good morning.
Morning.
Quite a few things here to go over. First thing is a review of the bid tab of Bridge 105. That's County Road 0. It says 000 east. It's not exactly east there. Just north of 300 south. We had received 2 bids. You have a copy of the bid tab in front of you, and I think the media has one as well. I'm just requesting permission to issue a notice of intent to award to Milestone Contractors LP for that rehabilitation project in 2026. It obviously won't start work right now. There's asphalt that's involved in that, so that'll be hopefully a spring project, but I will work with them on getting actually a final notice to proceed issued. They'll still need to issue me payments and performance bonds, as well as signing the construction contract with a notice of intent to award. It just lets them know that we're accepting their bid, and to start with the contract documents, and then I can present those to you along with the bonding to execute that agreement. And there should be a draft, a letter there for you to look at that I'll send to the contractor.
Looks like we're coming out the winner on that.
This
Especially
was,
compared to the engineer's estimate.
yeah, we're well under the engineer's estimate on it recently, and prices have started to come down. There's less NDOT work that's on the schedule, there's less county work that's on the schedule, so a lot of these contractors are trying to fill projects up in 26. I've already heard some talk of layoffs already, which would be a little early, so I'm glad to see where we come out ahead. Certainly, I don't want to see people put out of work.
Right.
But we're doing well, and this was certainly the most cost-effective solution. It's probably not the most permanent, but we need to do something quickly, and this is, we're beneficial. So this leaves a little bit of opening in my budget for 26, thankfully.
So you're wanting,
Just,
an intent to award the
Yep.
to Milestone.
just permission to issue that notice of intent to award, and then I will bring back contracts once we have those.
Are you guys okay with that? Stan, you okay with that?
Yeah.
I move that, we take the engineer's, recommendation on Milestone on this project 105 rehabilitation.
Yep, second.
Okay, that motion passes. Motion by Doug, second by Stan.
On 2026 small structure pipe quotes, we actually have 2 things here on this. First thing is just the pipe quotes. I had neglected to bring the pipe quotes to you before putting claims together for these. So I'd requested quotes for the small structures. I brought that request to you before. Actually just never shown you the pricing that we have. So these are all projects for next year. One of them was an addition, that C 239 was an addition to that schedule. Requested pipe pricing from St. Regis, Civilcon, Midwest Tile, and I think County Concrete and some others for pricing. This is a summary of the low pricing on these. I will make note that St. Regis was late submitting their price quotes for the first 4 culverts there, C 129 through 232. So I rejected their pricing. They were only actually low on one of them, but because they were late, I didn't feel like I was gonna waive the bidding requirements on that for the quotes, so I just went ahead and rejected all 4 of their quotes that were late for that. C 239 was purchased using the annual bid pricing from this year, and they actually did a markdown on steel pricing from that, so I was essentially buying that last one out of the annual bid pricing, since that was a late addition to that program. So that's how that was structured. Since they were all quotes, I just needed to make sure that I present that to you rather than just running the claims through. I neglected to bring that up. It came in earlier.
Well, that looked like a good way to keep them involved, even though they were late on the bill.
They were late on one. They've been a regular vendor. I think they're usually low on steel, but because it was a mistake on the vendor's part as far as keeping track. I'd actually coordinated a number of things. When I sent it back out, they just thought we were correspondence. They didn't realize that there was actually a due date involved with the last letter I sent them. So it was a mistake on their part. Certainly I'll be sure to send reminders out to them in the future, but all these prices, steel has been coming down, so we're actually under what I had anticipated the pipe pricing would be on all these. So that's a good setup for us. In parallel to that, I mean, that's just the pipe pricing. Today at 11 o'clock, I'm actually supposed to receive quotes for the install of all 7 of these. So I should actually know what my expenses are, but the intent is to buy the pipe out of the 2025 budget for installation in 26. That's been working out well. There's certainly plenty of capacity in the 25 budget to afford that. So I'm buying them out of this year's budget to leave some flexibility in 26. So moving on then, 2026 bridge joint repairs. Didn't have enough copies for everybody.
You need any action on the pipes?
Do I need to have, I guess I'll look to Tony here. Do they need to approve the purchase unit quotes for the small structures?
No.
Yeah, I would do that.
Well,
We have.
you're requesting quotes?
No, I've already requested the quotes. They had given me authorization to request the quotes before. I got the quotes, and now that is the low bidders, essentially the quote prices for those pipes.
So you're approving a low bidder?
Yeah, so that would be
Then
those
yes.
low bidders on those, so.
Then yes.
Yeah, make a record of that.
Make a record of approval of those quotes. Yes, Doug, thank you.
I make a motion to that effect.
So second. Motion by Doug, seconded by Stan to accept these quotes for the small structures.
No, thank you. Sorry about that. Next, similar, we got quotes for 2026 bridge joint repairs. I worked with Jansen and Spawn this year to develop a set of plans and specifications for some joint work and requested quotes for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 different bridges across the county. Their pricing, I had requested quotes from 4 different contractors. I received pricing back from 2, Pioneer and Milestone. Pioneer was across the board low on all 7 of these. They're well underneath the original engineer's estimate that I had, but I just included the tabs for this because of the quotes. But I did request quotes from 4 contractors, and these were the 2 that we received. I have letters that I'm gonna plan on sending out to the different to Pioneer with your approval. I'll sign and authorize them for that project in the spring. Did not total on this, but I think the total of all of this was less than $100,000. Initially, the one project that we had, Bridge 39, if you'll notice on that, there was an alternate that was added in to swap that joint out. I think that project alone we estimated that one was almost $60,000 for that bridge. Now, the low price with that change in that joint brought that all the way down to $11,738. So I think that was a good choice of changing the joint from a strip seal, from a strip seal to that pre-compressed joint. Was a major change in savings for that. But this is budgeted work for 2026.
Once again, the difference is pretty incredible.
These are what I've been trying
On
to
all of
do
these,
a
really.
lot of right now, and it's been the initiative for me in the department is to do more and more preventative maintenance projects and do these as filler projects. So I'm not trying to commandeer 2 months out of a contractor schedule. A lot of these projects are week, 2-week, even some of these 1-day projects that they can be more flexible with their larger project schedule. So what they're doing is they're bidding on this saying, hey, we got 7 projects, let's say 7 to 21 days total across it, but this could be done any number of areas between other projects. So this, you can see the difference in these bids, but here Milestone was high on this, but then on Bridge 105, they were low. It just comes down to schedule timing and profit margins on these. They're putting the same things in. It's really, I'm trying to work within their schedule in what they're most effective at pricing. And so they've been very aggressive in seeking these out. And so that's been very, very good for the community and for the residents to try to do these sort of projects this way.
Yeah,
So.
yeah, every one of these projects, they're the winner.
Yep. Yeah, so it just
By a
depends on.
good margin, yeah.
Yeah, so the citizens, we're winning on these using this process, and so it's just encouraging me to do it more this route. And the contractors are asking about when's the next one coming around. So they're already asking about, well, can you do more like this? So
Quotes were received.
I'm hoping to, but there's only so much money to spend.
So when you talk about the quotes being received, now you need to take official action
Yes.
later on.
So I got the quotes for this, so similar to what we just did on the approval of the pipe quotes, what I'm asking is for your acceptance of this joint repair quotes. If you're good, then I'll sign these and issue these back out, and then we'll lock these
Be
prices
a
in.
done deal. Okay.
So,
I don't have a problem with it. It looks good to me.
Yeah, no, it looks good to me. Yeah.
Okay, so, I'll make a
Good.
motion.
Need a motion, Doug?
And that's for all of them, right?
Yeah,
for
I'll
all
say.
7, so
I'll second
for
that,
6.
yeah.
Okay.
Was there, quotes for 6, was it?
Yeah.
Motion by Doug, seconded by Stan to accept the quotes for the
Joint.
joint repairs.
Joint repairs, yeah.
Yep.
Yep, and an award to the lowest responsive.
Yep.
Which was Pioneer, right?
Yep, Pioneer. Yep, and I'll get you, when I sign these, I'll scan them and send them all over to you, Tony, so you've got all of those. All right, and then last thing is with the picture at the bottom, you'll see this is Bridge 73 on Salem Road, between 200 and 250 north. Milestone Construction poured the concrete last week. What you're seeing there is the open patches prior to the pour, so that was one of my pre-pour inspection photos. The barricades and blankets were removed yesterday, so that's been uncovered. The road actually might be open right now to traffic, so that was complete. That finishes the last project that I had on my 2025 schedule,
Good.
so.
Good
What
work.
are, what are the blue things in the picture?
Those little blue things, and you actually can't see the tan ones, those are the galvanic anodes. So where the existing steel is, this was epoxy coated steel, but the rebar started to rust behind the epoxy. That's where all this concrete had been delaminated. Essentially, it looked like a solid concrete, but there was a seam running through along the steel. The steel was starting to rust and burst essentially, so it was pushing the concrete up. So you put these galvanic anodes in, that essentially deals with the corrosion of the steel. So that rusts inside those little anodes versus the steel. So it buys us some time versus letting the steel continue to decay and corrode.
So those attached to the
So,
rebar?
yep, there's wires that come out, you tie the wires off directly onto the steel. As electrons try to attack that and cause the chemical reaction of turning the steel to iron oxide, it rusts instead. So it rusts at a lower charge essentially.
Well,
I don't wanna
just
sound
out of
like
curiosity, where's Milestone and Pioneer located?
Pioneer is up north, north of Allen County, LaGrange area. They do a lot of work up that way. Milestone is a larger company, but it was the former Primco. Primco's the one who bought Baker Schultz years ago. So
Okay.
this now you're on the third generation of some of the people there. Not many of the Baker Schultz people still work there at this point, but that would be the closest connection for the local residents to Milestone. But this is out their Fort Wayne office. So
Thank you.
so that's just an update for you there. So I'll send
Okay.
stuff out to dispatch today about that road being opened up.
Good.
So.
Deal.
Thank
Thanks,
you.
Nate. Brad, come on down.
It is crazy that they can just wire those in to a rusty rebar and it rusts.
Isn't it
instead
right?
of the
Yeah,
roof.
isn't it?
Huh.
Chemistry. Yeah,
Yeah.
chemistry. Who'd have thunk it?
Yeah.
Just remember, it's a short-term fix,
Yeah.
Yeah.
but that's good.
Well, good morning, gentlemen. I have
Morning.
two permits this morning. They are both from Indiana and Michigan Power. The first one is on County Road 150 West between 7 and 800 South, and they are just replacing two poles. The second one is on County Road 700 North between 300 and 400 East. And there are basically that whole mile stretch, they're doing a lot of pole replacement, upgrading. They call it upgrading facilities. And I went and looked at both areas and don't see, there's already existing stuff there. They're just gonna be replacing.
One at a time or both of them same time?
They're both Indiana,
Yeah,
Michigan
we can do
Power.
it at the
so-
same time
Okay.
if you want, guys.
Yeah, I'd make a motion to approve both.
Second.
Just a quick question. We have talked about our permitting process. Is that something we're looking at? As far
As
as,
far
Oh,
as-
yeah, Mark and I have been
We're working on that.
discussing and
Okay.
kind of tweaking it a little bit, if that's what you want to call it.
Yeah.
Or updating. Yeah.
thank you.
Yeah, we did make the motion, so.
Yep, we did. The motion's passed.
So I'm not sure what happened, but the first one just has your name and then the next page will have the
Okay.
other two names. So the crews have been, they were out dirt burning yesterday since the weather was fit. And there again, I thanked you guys multiple times. Yesterday, the dirt burning crew was able to do 7 miles, which would be 14 lane miles. 7 miles both sides of the road. That machine is just, I'm telling you what, it's,
Yeah.
man, they just can march right down through there and, yeah. And we don't generally have a problem getting rid of dirt. People, once they see it,
Sure,
they, hey,
yeah.
it's free dirt.
Yeah.
Might have a little stone in it, a little fertilizer in it, but. And now today we switch gears with the weather and what's possibly coming, and we're preparing for next week. So,
Good deal.
we did have, Paul and I had a good meeting last week with Adams Central's incoming superintendent. And just had a nice hour-long meeting with him discussing how we look at things, how we do things, and it was a really good meeting. It was good,
Good.
so.
Good deal.
Appreciate your communication there.
That,
Hard to deal with.
oh, what a good guy. Anyhow, that's all I have for you, so.
Okay.
Well, I remember last year meeting with you and the Adams Central Superintendent, and it was very interesting discussion, very eye-opening on what his responsibilities are and what he has to deal with.
Yep.
I appreciated that, so.
I thought it was nice since he's just incoming, to reach out.
Yep.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Such close neighbors there. You guys have to work together.
But yeah,
Good. Anything else for Brad? Okay, thanks, Brad.
Yep.
Rick is not available this morning, so we're gonna move on to Jason and Brad.
Morning, guys.
Morning.
Morning, Jason.
Morning. Morning, Brad.
So I just wanted to report to you guys, you had asked about us moving. We voted on the 11th of November at our first fair board meeting. I put it on my agenda. Fair board was all in favor of moving the offices from upstairs down to the fairgrounds. How that's gonna look, we're not 100% sure yet. We have some ideas, but as far as adding building or something in a room that we already have, not really the answer because we use those spaces for something else. But yes, we are willing to move down. Not sure what that time frame looks like in you guys' eyes or the county size, but Fair Board is all for moving down, so.
Good.
It sounds like it's not gonna be inside of an existing building, is that?
We just use those spaces for too many other things and all. We also talked that evening on some other projects that we've been wanting to do, on changing some things around. Do we add to the end of the expo hall? That was always the plan years ago, was add to the end of the expo hall, but then that creates the dining hall. You know, what do we do with that? You know, and you're looking at probably over $1 million just to mess with the dining hall if we did something there. So, and then the other thing was down there by the end of the beef barn and the horse barn, the Clover Center. That is so,
Congested.
yes. Do we tear that down where we can serve food out of that, put offices for the upstairs and then have a conference room, more center in the fairgrounds since, we have parking lot down there, but yeah, that's where we're at. We haven't, we've got some prices from a local contractor to do some of those things, but they're all gonna cost money. So that's where we're at today.
How does that look from a budget standpoint? How does that get paid for? Is there money available for that type of construction?
There is some money available. We try, we do a couple fundraisers and then, the food sales during the fair is the only revenue that's generated to upkeep the buildings. And, same with, the other projects that we've done, but yeah, there's no bank account with $300,000 in it.
So how do you propose to fund projects like that?
Well, usually we do a fundraiser, try to, get
Okay.
people to commit, hey, we're gonna pledge this much or, start the ball rolling, but yeah, as far as that's
Well,
how we
and
normally
that's why I
have
didn't
done it.
know if the county would be involved as far as helping to fund a project like that, or if there are grants available, or if there's
Right.
private funding. I don't know. And I'm just asking out of curiosity, I guess, because I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, I think our ultimate thing was, yes, it'd be great if we could get some county help with this and then, obviously we'll take care of the rest and we, but that's kind of where we're at, so.
Well, obviously, anytime you do new construction, there's gonna be a price tag here. Would it be possible, and you're not gonna raise that kind of money in 1 year on fundraising. It's gonna take a combination, maybe 3 to 5 years would be my guess. Would it be possible to put up some prefabs on the east side of your current building for offices until a couple years goes by and the fundraising can accumulate a little bit to help because I don't know what we're talking, but we're probably talking $500,000 here before.
Yeah, I mean, with the quote we got for the dining hall doing that project down there was $650, so.
Okay, so
And
you didn't get a quote for a little bit of an extension on the east side?
yeah, the expo hall, every 20 foot was around 400,000. So if we went out 50 foot, towards the dining hall, but then we'd only have a 2-foot walkway between the dining hall
Yeah,
and the
yeah,
expo
yeah.
hall.
Oh, you're talking about going on the,
Going towards the west.
yeah,
West.
okay, the existing. When the 4-H fair goes on, you built the office space you use, Brad, during the fair.
Yes.
Okay, that's
Conference room, yes.
conference room. Okay, that section of the building couldn't be renovated, yeah.
Not really, because we're using that part of that building for all the weddings and stuff. They're using that, it'd be no different if that was your office and then on Friday or Saturday, Susie's gonna be in there setting up a cake using your desk. It's just gonna create.
Yeah, I get it. I get it.
But,
What about on the north side of the building? Any addition to the north side of the building?
I mean, towards out there in the grass. Yeah, I mean, that would be a possibility. Yes, we could add on that in too. We've looked at three different options, but we haven't come down with, for the time being, whenever you say you want us to have them out of there, we're probably just gonna set them up in the dining hall till we figure out, because that's not a building that gets rented out a lot like the expo hall. Is it the nicest? No, but it would work for them for the time being till we got something built or, again.
For a time frame from our part, as we focus on this, of course, we're still very preliminary in concepts. But if we were to look at the space where extension is right now, before any construction would start, I am thinking probably 2 to 3 years before construction would start, but I don't know, I guess I'm not saying, oh, you got plenty of time, but
Okay, just
I guess it
cover,
doesn't
cover
have
the
to be
food building again, Jason. The food, the kitchen,
Dining hall.
dining hall, yeah. Okay, so what was your idea there, to use it on a temporary basis?
Well, yes, we could put, corners, put some offices in there just for the time being till we, get something figured out, yes.
Yeah, but it come the end of July, you
fair.
need that space.
Right, we need the space, so it's
It wouldn't hardly be worth the time and effort to put something in on a very temporary basis.
right, but we're just looking at ways that we could make do. until
Yeah,
the
yeah,
building
well, I
structure
don't
was
think,
built.
Stan made a good point, I don't think
Yeah,
we're in
I
a
mean,
huge rush.
we're minimum of a year away.
Yeah,
I would say
I would say,
comfortably a year away, maybe 2 years away from really needing that space.
Okay.
So I would say, I would encourage you to, whatever you can figure out, get started on it sooner than later, but hopefully we won't have to ask you to move into temporary space, at least for 12, 18, 24 months anyway.
Well, it sounds good that you're looking at options, and if you can define a project and get some dollar figures, then that'll kind of help move ahead from there, and so say even, if you looked at potential office space in a year and a half down there.
yeah, well, of course, your fundraisers are good because you've been able to keep the current fairgrounds, all of the buildings, including show arena and everything up to par. But to expect a huge donation or fundraiser for this additional is gonna be asking a lot.
You may find somebody though that wants to put their name on the building
Yeah.
that, I mean, I could see that where the Clover Center is and
Right.
basically tearing that down and building a nicer, larger, maybe two-story building there that would be your offices and a conference room and sort of, that sounds like a,
Yeah, because our
We-
fundraisers usually only raise about 35 to 37,000.
yeah.
Takes
I
that,
mean,
it takes that for your existing buildings.
right, just to keep up every year.
Yeah.
If you had a project defined that you could show this summer by fair time, to where all the people walking through could see it on a poster board or whatever, that would be a nice opportunity to.
Unfortunately, we can't obligate funding for that right now because we don't have enough
We don't
information.
have any idea what our building's gonna cost
Yeah.
us yet,
Right.
so.
We can come up with a hard price and get you an idea.
Okay, there you go.
We could always, on the end of the building, put Adams County Commissioners. See how it works.
Or
Yeah.
Loosebound Mechanical or something.
Yeah.
No,
Then you might have people throwing in.
we'll work with you, but I don't think we have enough information right now for our own project. And you guys don't have anything, to bring to us right now,
We don't.
so
Very good.
I think
Hey.
keep with it.
Yeah, keep after it. Understand that ultimately that's probably where we'd like to go, but you've got a little bit of time to try and figure it out.
The good news is, your board is in favor.
Yes.
That was step one.
How many people will be in that office?
Well, right now, I'm the only educator and then 2 secretaries. So we are trying to hire another 4-H educator that comes comes about.
Theoretically 4, is that your?
Or we do have summer assistance for the fair, things like that during the summer. So yeah, I don't know that we need anything elaborate. It's just kind of scaled down a little bit. It seems like it's going that direction.
Very good.
Good. Thanks, guys.
Thanks, Jason.
Yep.
Yeah, thanks for your homework.
Barb, have you got anything for us this morning?
I'm with Shannon.
Okay, very
Okay,
good. Well,
yeah.
then let's move on to Shannon, and don't let me forget the attorneys. I've kind of jumped out of order here, but go ahead, Shannon.
Just don't make any more legal fees. We completed.
We just depleted the legal fee line, so don't ask Mark and Clayton for any more work for the rest of the year. Is that what we're doing?
Okay, so last week I sent you guys a letter from the EMA board. When I went to their EMA LAPC meeting last week, and Barb is gonna retire in January.
Says who?
That's Barb apparently, so.
Did she ask you guys if she could do that?
Yes, you did.
Okay, so I'm glad somebody gave her approval to do that.
She asked Stan at least.
Okay.
So there was a discussion a couple months ago about what the transition plan was gonna be. So I went through our processes that we have laid out. And then the EMA board was aware of that as well. And then we discussed all that last week on Wednesday. But they have made a formal recommendation to you guys to appoint Megan Wilson, who is the current deputy director of EMA, to the director position effective January 3rd, which is the day after Barb retires, for, payroll purposes. But I sent you guys that letter, and I can present that letter officially, but that's what I wanted to talk about with Barb today. She's
Good.
just here for support.
Yeah, I was at the EMA meeting last week, and it was a good discussion on the process, a good discussion on how to move forward, keeping the department well headed up, with Barb staying on part-time. And so I think the whole board was unanimous in moving ahead with that recommendation. So, I appreciate Shannon going through the process with that board, because, that helped everyone, move ahead. So I guess I would make a recommendation I would make a motion that we approve the recommendation of the EMA board.
And I don't have a problem. The only one, just to make sure, and this is a legal question, Mark, there's no mandate or no, that the EMA board has to open it up for anything before we can make this appointment.
I don't believe so, but look.
They did take resumes, though, correct?
We did, so we.
Oh, you did take resumes?
Yeah, we did.
Okay,
Yeah.
well, that clears that up
Did
then.
it's at the recommendation of the board, isn't it?
Correct.
Yeah.
The
Okay.
commissioners have a resolution that says that we have to recruit for a period of 7 days, both internally and externally, which
Okay.
I fulfilled that.
Okay.
That was part of that
Okay.
process that we followed.
In that regard, I second Stan's motion.
Okay, motion passes.
Thank you.
Okay. Can I have one more thing while I'm up here?
No.
No. So, discussing the mobile app for the county. The health department has now,
We
set-
just got the health department's
set over
$2,000.
$2,000.
We have that in line to pay in the next claim cycle. And another thing, we were told to find a place to pay it from, which we did, out of the commissioner's budget again. And we'll bring that forward with a claim next meeting probably, so it will be paid for, yeah.
Okay, so EMA has found $8,500 for that project. And Tony has it.
We have the rest.
Very good.
Thank you.
Well,
Thank you,
commissioners-
I think they're done with you.
Oh, are you not done with me? Are you not done with me?
I think he's pulling your leg.
Well, no, while you're here, I mean, I think, it stands on the board, so I'm not totally in the trench on EMA, but, I sincerely appreciate the work that you've done. during your tenure as director. You've worked well with the sheriff's department, you've worked well with Stan and the board, and as you go to a greener pasture, good luck.
Thank you. Thank you very much. I enjoy it. I really enjoy this job. So I am looking forward to just going part-time and helping Megan support her.
Okay.
efforts.
Yeah, I appreciate the work you've done too, and it's kind of neat to see the transition because as you've gone through all the required classes and schooling, and then, you know, in looking forward to moving Megan into that position, she has completed all the required classes and schooling to move into that position, and so I think that'll just keep your department strong.
I believe that too. And Megan is young and intends on spending a lot of years in EMA and moving forward to as a department. So
Good.
I think it'll be great.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thanks,
All right.
Barb.
Thank you, Barb.
Thanks for all you've done for us.
So the only other thing I have is on the 28th of October, we discussed the, increasing the 457B contribution for the county in January of 26, which is supported in y'all's budget as well. So this is the matching agreement with the state for increasing that. So I did send it to Mark and Clayton last week and they have reviewed it and I think that they're good with it. But I just need this officially signed today to support increasing that match as long as you're okay with it.
Any official action on that, Mark, or
Yeah, I would.
we get a motion second to sign?
I'd make a motion to approve that.
Second.
Okay. Motion passes.
And just an update on that too, we currently have 177 full-time positions that are eligible for that. And my participation rate prior to this increase that you guys approved it was like 73 to 74%, and I'm up to 85%. And I still have a couple that I'm gonna try to talk to and explain and help them understand what it is and why it would be beneficial. So I'm hoping to get to 90 before the end of the year, but I'm very proud of that, very proud of our staff as well, for contributing to their own futures too. So.
It takes a lot of time to help people understand that this is not something that's really, especially for somebody that's young and a lot of draws on that income to put some money away for retirement is a stretch.
With that, I wanna give her a little pat on the back. She sent me a list of my employees, with a lot of jailers and a couple dispatchers that aren't contributing.
Right.
So we're having meetings tonight and tomorrow night to catch those people, to explain that to them. They're young, they don't get it, they're, well, I'm gonna miss $25 out of my paycheck.
Yeah.
You're guaranteed $25. So with Shannon's support and her pushing, I think we're gonna hit that 90%. Just with my people alone, and will push us over that, I hope.
Yeah, well, you make sure you stress the fact that the true benefit comes if an employee stays with us for 20 years.
Yep.
Then it becomes huge.
Yeah, and kudos to Nate too, since we're giving kudos. He actually sent me a spreadsheet that I'm gonna use tonight that shows the value of an annuity after so many years and
There
what
you
the
go.
first 10
That,
years does
that'll
versus
be
the
a
last 10
convincer.
years. And
There you go.
yeah, so I'm
That's
excited
good.
to use that tonight.
85% is good. If you can get to 90, that's great.
And you have to realize that Nate loves spreadsheets.
I do.
I got a spreadsheet. Of how much you.
Yeah.
Clayton and Mark, what have you guys got for us?
That's his goal in life is to excel.
This proves it. I've got this ordinance that you introduced last week. This is on the backs of an ordinance that was adopted back in 1982 that vacated certain alleys located in Pleasant Mills. And the records just need to be updated to reflect that properly. It has been, picked up in title searches, but at least, on the GIS, I think it needs to be corrected and shown on the tax records accordingly. So this is for a landowner that requested that we take notice of that ordinance and transfer the portion of the alley that's adjacent to his property. And so we prepared this ordinance, which is 2025-20, which is an ordinance of the Board of Commissioners of Adams County, which confirms a prior ordinance vacating certain alleys located in the unincorporated town of Pleasant Mills. And so this was introduced at your last meeting. And it says, whereas the Board of Commissioners of Adams County vacated certain alleys located within Pleasant Mills, Indiana, by ordinance 1982-5, which was not previously recorded and transferred upon the records of Adams County. And this is the owner of Lot 9 and a portion of Lot 8 has requested that the county recognize that ordinance and transfer that portion of that alley that's adjacent to their property to them on the books of Adams County. And then this ordinance does that. It says that the commissioners now find that ordinance 1982-5 was adopted in June 28th, 1982. Said ordinance vacated certain alleys located in the unincorporated town of Pleasant Mills in Adams County. A copy of the ordinance is attached, so we're referencing that. And then commissioners further find that the owner of Lot 9 and a portion of Lot 8 have requested the transfer to them that portion of the alley previously vacated, which is adjacent to their property on the records of Adams County. The adoption and publication recording this ordinance. Upon adoption and publication recording, the auditor shall transfer that portion of the vacated alley that lies between Lot 9 and a portion of Lot 8 to the adjacent owner, which is presently Jeremy L. Byer. And then it'll be recorded and published. So, any questions about that?
So that just applies specifically to that one alley. Okay. I make a motion to approve that.
25-20 ordinance. Okay, I'll second it.
Motion by Stan, seconded by Doug.
Yep.
Passes.
So, yeah, it'd be a motion to adopt then 2025-20. Any questions, Tony? Okay, so I'll date that, send that down for, well, we've got it.
Okay.
It just needs dated. Tony needs to
Pretend
sign
like
it.
you're signing it today.
Yep.
Is that the alley with the tree in it?
No, that was in Living
That's in
Grove.
Lynn Grove, yeah.
Remember that, the alley with the tree in it?
It's been vacated a while too, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think we did. So, yeah, it just needs smart.
Hey, Mark, do you know how many alleys in Pleasant Mills has?
Five or six signature. You can look on the GIS. There's multiple alleys.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, when they originally plotted it, there was.
A bunch of alleys.
It could have been a lot bigger than what it is, yes.
But a lot of the alleys are not approved. I mean, there's just grass
Yeah.
and there's utilities in there. And this ordinance doesn't affect utilities.
Didn't they used to have a big sawmill?
I think so.
The grist mill there in the river.
More history to it.
I think it was a grist mill, if I remember correctly, on the river.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Whatever a grist mill is, I don't know what that is.
Grinding of grain. Grinding of grain.
Okay.
Yep.
Oh, go ahead, Clayton.
So it's obviously, it's taken me quite a while. It's a lot of properties, but I'm gonna be nearing, or I am nearing, final preparation to get all of the enforcement actions filed related to Country Acres, all the nuisance violations. I did talk with the sheriff last night, and I actually just had the deputy confirm, there were 40+ violation notices that were issued. Our deputy went out and checked today and confirmed that many of them still are in violation, but it did confirm some were in compliance now, so those will not need filed. I guess I'm just requesting authority to file those. My plan is, if it's a lot if it's a one lot, one owner action, I'll file those in small claims court. There are a few that are multiple lots owned by one individual. Given that, I would request the authority to file that in circuit court. So, and that would be an enforcement action, one that's a court order allowing for the county to enter upon the property and abate whatever nuisance is identified. And that, the county will be entitled to its cost in that. And then also for damages, for instance, our nuisance ordinance sets out, as well as the notice violation sets out, that there's a fine of $100 a day for every day after the notice that the nuisance is not abated. So, that will go into the argument as well. but I would like to get those moving forward so we get that cleaned up.
Do you need two separate actions or just one action or what? How would we go about that to approve you moving ahead?
I mean, I was really just, I guess if you motioned to give me the authority to file those, I just, with, for instance, I mean, there's the costs of a filing fee incurred. So, I just wanted to get official approval before I went ahead and did that.
I mean, I would certainly approve that.
Okay, make motion to that effect.
You made motion that, I'll second.
So motion made and seconded, that passes to go forward with those nuisance actions.
You know, we have been working on that, on those properties for so many years. Whether it was with this raw sewage that was being dumped into the creek or whether it was the junk that's there or the old trailers and so. I appreciate you working on that, because I know it's low ground and nobody can ever build there or whatever, but it's just such a hazard and a true nuisance to the neighbors, so.
And I apologize.
Thanks for doing
Well, I
that. And
apologize
thanks
for
to
some
the sheriff's
delay.
department for.
Yeah,
for
they've been
moving
hacking
ahead
away at
with
that too.
Yeah, and I apologize.
And the health
for some of
department, it's been
some of the
joint
delay
effort.
Because the sheriff's department's been very much on it, getting notice of violations. It just kind of bogged me down again because it's 40 plus. So it takes a lot of.
Well, and that's been part of the issue all along is that it's not just like one trailer court that you can deal with. It's all these individual property owners. It's just incredible to deal with that many property owners.
Yeah, the final step that we should hopefully get done this week and next is just pulling all the deeds of record to be sure that we're serving the correct property owner, and then I'll get them all filed.
Yeah, thank you.
Good. Anything else, Clayton or Mark?
I don't believe so.
Nope, have a happy Thanksgiving.
Okay, Mark Wynn, come on up. Okay.
I'll talk. This is my window. Apologize.
Thank you.
So let me ask you this. We are seeing estimated building costs for October only of almost $5 million. Wow.
There was a big one out there evidently.
Had a lot of residences going in
Yeah,
Wow.
okay.
and more, this isn't a bad thing, more English residents, which are,
Higher end.
they're $400,000 or $500,000 now today and considerably more than an Amish residents. And that drives up that number. And as you can see, like I said, the last time I was here, we were on base for a lot of events and we're already 38 higher after October
For the year.
for the year, year to date. Wow.
Yeah.
467 versus 429, same time last year.
Okay, guys. No further questions. We need to accept Mark's report.
I move we accept the October Plan Commission report.
I'll second that. That was one of the things I brought up in department head meeting before you got here. Was kudos to your department for operating efficiently with pretty much a record number of incidents.
Well, it's thanks to two good gals up in my office.
Yeah.
They do a good job. I try to do what I need to do in the field, they keep me in line in the office.
So
Appreciate that.
kudos for efficiency and hard work.
Which somebody called me for concrete this morning, which is why I was late. They're like, well, Siemens coming. I'm like, yes. I can't see that one. If it was framing, I'd say I'll see that later.
That sounds like what my contractor would do.
Yeah, so I took a detour. and it's just, wow.
Before you do the permits, you've thought about Gene Whitty in this?
Yeah, I didn't know if you want to do that at the end or at the beginning.
Well, we
but-
can do it now. That way, when you're up here.
Well, I won't forget. So, as you may or may not know, but we lost a member of the plan commission, Mitch Bauman. His job changed a little bit, which caused him to not be able to make the meetings. So he did resign. That's been a couple months. And, we have had somebody that came up that's in the same neighborhood, part of the county, I should say, and Gene Whitty that he actually came to the last meeting to see what was going on. And even though it was a marathon BZA meeting, and he's on the plan commission anyway, but he still is, available, interested, and willing to serve if you guys would
I
like.
sat through many meetings like that. You would have a hard time getting me interested.
Yeah.
We ask our 4 BZA members and plan commission members and all of our board members, but those 4 people, sometimes you wonder why in the world they come back. It certainly isn't for the $50 a meeting or whatever paltry sum is we pay them.
Which is a question at budget time I was gonna ask. I think that needs to be, it's been 50 ever since I've been here for 12 years, 50 before that. I think it should change to something else.
Well, don't you have that on your list?
I do, but we have boards that are still getting $20 a meeting, so we're trying to get everybody at least up to some level.
That'd be helpful.
Steve,
So-
the commissioners are on the council.
So you're,
Yeah,
so,
discuss that.
so you're asking the commissioners to approve Gene Whitty to the plan commission board, not BZA plan commission.
It's for plan commission, and we have we are recommending Gene Committee to you, who gets to actually elect it, because there's different, sometimes it's a different board that elects the person, but this one is yours.
Okay.
And yes, we are asking if you would.
Do they have appointment forms that they fill? Are there appointment forms that they have
I
to
would
fill out?
assume there are, yeah.
I think there are.
Mark's office.
So we'll need to get that.
We need to,
Brooke will probably send that to Angie or
Yeah, just email Brooke and
If you guys
For the
make it
reappointment.
official, then we'll
Okay.
send it.
so it's
What do you
Gene
think, guys?
Whitty.
we have,
Make a motion.
Reappointment.
Okay.
I'm second Stan's motion
Okay,
to
so-
appoint Gene Whitty to the, plan commission board. Won't be official until we sign
so
the,
you get the appointment form and sign
appointment
that.
form.
I don't even know if we have anybody that signed up for plan commission yet, but
Okay.
I'm sure we can get that done.
This
obviously.
was,
Before a December
Yeah.
meeting. Yeah,
which is BZA or plan
Plan
commission?
plan commission.
Okay.
Good.
If you have a meeting in
motion
December, it would be the 3rd Thursday, which would be the 18th. So if we
I'm not
could get
sure
that
anybody-
signed,
I'm not sure anybody brought anything in yet.
Okay.
got a couple weeks to be able to get that done.
Gene would be a good member.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
It was
You
pretty
go.
funny talking to him after. He's like, "Ooh, I don't know."
Yeah.
That was long.
After he sat through that, you mean?
Oh, now you got your.
These are all very simple. These are actually replats where they added two lots that are already in a subdivision. They're just adding acres and making them bigger. Because these didn't have to go through committee because of it being a replat. So 300 South and off of Salem Road, they are taking, this is one lot now, and basically this line right here, they've. Looking at it backwards. They're on that line right there. And made this one big lot. That's all this did.
This is now this will be 3.854 acre.
I've taken the 6 and added that to it.
Make 10.
So in other words, if someone wants to build on this, they can.
Well, this is one big lot, and I think they do have just one home, so there could be a second home put on it, but it's not a separate lot like this is. Before, there could have been 2 homes here and 2 homes here, so now it's one big parcel.
Access, okay, we approve the Leroy Shetler.
I'll second
Doug with the motion, Stan with the second. Motion passes.
Thank you.
Hey, Mark, is Mitch Bauman a 1 in ballot or 2 in ballot? you know him, Doug?
Probably two.
Do you?
I think it's two also, but
Okay.
I'm not 1,000% sure.
We got two guys. Like the firm, like the firm, two in firm and one in firm.
Similar thing going on here. This lot in the back, this is already owned by the same person and they're erasing that line.
Okay.
Making one lot.
Sounds simple enough to me.
Something, some of this is cleaning things up that should have been done years ago from day one. And more. So that line, this line just gets erased.
Okay.
And two lots become one.
6.3.
The outside lines didn't move at all.
200, and this is 650 south. This is muck ground down here, right? Being a Farlow muck area. Now he's just making this one, this is just now one whole.
One parcel.
Okay, why wasn't that done
That's a
previously?
great question. This is all old stuff, so I don't
Huh.
know.
Well, I moved that Sam F. Schwartz subdivision be approved.
I'll second that.
Motion by Doug, seconded by Stan. Motion's approved.
I'm not touching it yet.
Don't do it. Don't do it. Hey, Mark. When we get that appointment form, can you let Gene know after that he can come in the office and sign it?
Yep. I kind of let him know the day that they took official action and that there will be paperwork coming. This one's even simpler. I'm gonna pull, it's the same thing. They own this separate little piece that used to be part of the railroad. They're just now, again, they're erasing that yellow line,
Adding
which
that all
is right
together.
here. They're just making a single lot instead of that and the tiny piece that was behind it.
Yeah.
Just
Just out of curiosity, why don't these people do the same thing?
Hey, do
Not-
I
not-
want a
not
copy
important
of
for
what you're
me.
ready?
Right. Good question. I don't know. So it makes sense to me, but
Plus money.
yeah.
Yeah. It might be it just might be full brush too.
Yeah.
Is it, this is SB three, right?
I think so,
Only
yes.
1.2 acres.
Yeah, probably right.
Yeah, I bet.
So SB three probably doesn't care.
Yeah,
Yeah, this is, like, Rose.
yeah.
Called-
The reception hall.
Yep.
Yep. Okay, what do you think, guys?
Motion to approve.
Okay,
Second.
motion by Stan, seconded by Doug. That motion passes.
All I got.
Former Erie Lackawanna Railroad.
Yeah, here we go. Here they go. Yeah. I don't think it exists anymore. They've been bought out.
Eric, did you ever read that book that Preble put out in 1984?
And you,
About the history of
History of
Preble?
Rebel- No, I don't think.
Oh, you'd love it.
Yeah.
Yeah. You have to find one. It's like a 5x7 book.
Oh, it's a small one.
Yeah, and it talks about all the.
So when Mike Whirling goes in to update all of the plot books and all that, he uses those right there?
yes. Yep, and he's, now, like I said, these were, because they were replats, they didn't have to go in front of the committee, but he does serve on that committee, that usually does the subdivision, so it's kind of nice, because he's correcting some things that he would normally find maybe at the next step. When we get
You know,
corrected.
we probably don't appreciate Mike Whirling, keeping all of that stuff up
We
to
don't.
date.
You know, there was a while there when we fell behind by a couple of years worth of plat book updates and when we were trying to figure out who was gonna do that and it's kind of a mess.
And he's particular too. He make sure it's done
Very.
right.
Yep. Thank you.
Yep.
Thanks, Mark.
See you, Mark.
Let's see, I'm at the end of the agenda. Have you guys got anything else for the good of the cause?
Can't think of anything.
Looking forward to, December 5th will be the final date for, request for the opioid money.
Okay.
And after that, the, steering committee will look forward to bringing a recommendation to
Sure.
us.
Sure. Good. Doug, anything?
I don't.
We got our ICC convention coming up.
We do, convention next week, so we'll be, the three of us will be in one form or another attending.
Just use your own credit cards.
Okay.
Yeah,
Linda and I will handle mileage for all three of you because we know where we start and where we stop.
okay,
So we'll take care of that.
thank you.
Just bring, you got your tax exempt form.
Right.
Just bring us your receipt for the
Receipt.
hotel and make
Okay.
sure they take the
We,
tax off.
we present that tax exempt form when we check out, correct?
Yeah, I would give it to them when you check in.
Check in. Then
And
they'll
they
have
should
it
take
ready.
it off when you get your receipts, double check they took it off,
Okay,
because it's, I have to call them and fax and everything else to
okay.
get that taken off.
Okay, gotcha.
That's easier if we get it.
Just one other quick note. There was a Auditors Association meeting with all the auditors while this meeting was going on, which obviously I wasn't in on, but I was voted in as secretary of the Officer Association during our meeting, so that's pretty cool.
Congratulations.
I've seen better looking secretary.
I have two.
Just a side note too, at that caucus meeting last week,
Okay.
they had, there was, two economic development directors that was up for an appointment for a position.
Mhm.
And Colton was successful. He got
Okay,
voted
so
in.
Colton was voted to that, representing the Northeast Indiana Regional
Economic development. People.
RDC, yep. Okay, good deal.
Let me note that.
Anything else? I don't know that I have anything.
I don't.
Okay, anything from the
Yeah.
public? No public out there, so I don't expect to hear anything. Motion